Yo, tis I. I hope you can hear me, but I'm gonna be doing the long walk. Um, I don't know the director. I don't know cinematographer. Could I look it up? I could, but I don't feel like it. I don't want to. Um, this that we're just gonna go ahead. The Long Walk is adapted by Stephen King. Stephen King did nothing wrong. I think the director was solid. I think the actors were fantastic. But let me tell you, that screenplay was cheap. It was cheap. It was not written that well. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just feel like 70% of the dialogue honestly didn't need to be in the movie. The actors were so good. The premise by Stephen King and the movie is simple enough where you don't need to have them talking. You could just kind of show it, and it could have been take some notes from The Quiet Place, and it could have been a lot better. But they opted to have them dialogue and kind of be this chummy kind of movie. But it's all dudes, dudes, dudes. Bro, like I remember seeing the poster. I'm like, no way, these gonna be all like young boys, basically, like all men, basically. And they're like, yep, nope, nope, yeah, or young adults. Sorry, I meant to say, nope, it's all dudes, all dudes. It's like freaking Game of Thrones being racist, or just like freaking this movie not being racist, but just being prejudiced. It's like it's dystopian. It's make believe. Like my wrestling teacher always say, it's Men in Tights. It is not real. You could have just like it's a fictitious, unreal world, right? You don't have to bring in like racism and prejudice in a thing that's not real. You can still make it freaking adversity. You can still make it like unfair to people, but you do not have to make it freaking prejudice and sexist and freaking all of the isms. Basically, you can still do if you're like a half decent writer, basically, right? You can just avoid all that. But this movie's like, nah, fuck that, man. We're gonna do a freaking like, okay, Stephen King is Stephen King. You're not Stephen King, right? It's a movie, literally in 2025. This movie didn't come out in 1980, 1990, 19 freaking 50, right? This movie came out in 2025, right? All you had to do was add like 2-3 women characters or 2-3 non-binary characters, you know, and then the movie would have been better. The dialogue would have been better. It would have made more sense. But 65% of the dialogue are just them saying gay jokes, basically. Are you fruity? Are you homosexual? It's cheap. It's cheap. It's 2025. Like, come up with some originality. Come up with some creativity. I normally never, pretty much ever, do come out the gate and just really like kind of take shots at somebody. But whoever wrote the screenplay, I'm taking shots. Whoever was a producer, I'm taking shots, because it's kind of like stupid. It's really stupid, and it pisses me off. Like, I watched the movie, I'm like, this is a good movie, but I'm never gonna watch it again. This is not even a premium rush 3 times and never again movie. This is, I watch it once, I'm never again, because it just doesn't do a good job, as good as job as we want to do. And it just feels cheap, man. Like, it just feels like the ending kind of falls apart. Again, the 70% of the dialogue did not need to be there. The acting was incredible. You didn't need them talking and trying to like bonk you on the head with like obvious dialogue. You could just let them show it. And when there's a story, you can like kind of like have it fade, like have it just introduced naturally. I feel like a lot of things introduced in this wasn't naturally. A lot of the backstories were just kind of randomly tossed in there, or they just really didn't really have a purpose. It was not well designed at all. Coming from an adaptation by Stephen freaking King, who is freaking just one of the greatest writers of all time, you know, at least top 3 greatest writers that ever lived, pretty much, you know. And it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of frustrating. Like, the screenwriter is more of a fan instead of like an actual craftsperson to actually write it. I do enjoy the movie. It was not terrible. I'm just kind of like frustrated, but it was a good movie. I just think that screenplay was too cheap. I think all the actors were freaking fantastic. I think the actors were stupendous. I did like how there was not just there was like Asians, blacks, there's black people, African Americans, there's Asians, there is white people. I liked how, from the guy standpoint, I liked how that was there. But the fact that there was no women or no non-binary people is unrealistic in a dystopian world for a lottery. So only guys can win the lottery and risk their life to die? Come on now. I mean, that, to me, honestly, that's the entire movie. That's the entire movie, right? Is the fact that like only dudes are walking this thing. It doesn't make any sense. kills the whole movie. It hurts the entire movie, basically. It could have easily been, all right, like, oh, you're adapting from Stephen King. All right, let me just adjust these few things, right? It's a movie. They do it all the time. You do your own take of it. You add something to it. But for a movie that's going to go out and have a cultural impact to people, it hurts the argument so much. Like, it just destroys the entire premise of, like, why do I care now, basically? It's like, you'll care if you're a dude, basically, or if you're, like, attracted to dudes, basically. But, like, if you're not, it's like, okay, why do I really care about these people? And honestly, another thing is, there's no locker room talk in the movie. So you're telling me you have a bunch of, like, young adults, basically, and there's nothing raunchy, there's nothing kind of crass, there's nothing out of kilter. Everyone says exactly what they're supposed to do, which makes it cheap. It makes it cheesy and not really authentic, not really, like, again, for something that's written by Stephen King, you have to have that gritty depth, that really, like, that kind of, like, creepy kind of just realism that just kind of unsettles you. But it was never in the movie. It was like kind of robotic, basically, and it never had layers to it. It just was always exactly what you thought it was. This was a one-dimensional script, and it kind of shows in the movie. It hurts the movie, you know? And again, I'm going to go back to it. The fact that there are no women in the script hurts the entire movie, basically, because there's dynamics that this movie misses that could have just made the movie a lot better, made it more interesting, made it more relatable, made it more of a circle of social connection and ideology and backgrounds and things like that, right? But nope, all dudes talking very basic about one-note things, and then the movie ends in a kind of unflattering ending. This movie was super unspecial, but the acting was fantastic, so shout out to all the actors. I don't have my other phone today, so I can't be out here looking up the names. Sorry, but all the actors I think were amazing. I think the directing was solid. As a screenwriter, this screenplay probably, well, I do not normally pretty much ever like go at the screenplay that bad. I'll say it's not good, but that's kind of it. But I never like dig into it and kind of go after it. But this one deserved it, in my opinion, because, like, again, like, I have to speak my mind. I have my opinion. We live in America. But yeah, disheartening was that screenplay, man. It was disheartening because the movie was like here. It could have went to the not nether, but it just could have been a lot better. It could have had so much more grit, so much more depth, so much more emotion in it, and I feel like it was stripped away for a one note kind of movie that kind of serviced for a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, or whatever. It was serviceable, but for Stephen King adaptation, it should have took it to it should have been a lot better. But again, I think it's a good one movie watch. But other than that, I don't know. But again, the acting was fantastic in this movie, which I think is worth watching the movie, especially if you're just going to do a one-time watch, because acting is just great. But all the people who acted in this movie, their best roles, their best opportunity is going to be in another movie. It's not going to be in this movie, okay? Long Walk, watch it once, never again. I had a good time watching it once. I'm just not going to watch it again. Thank you. The acting was great.